Tayo Zabahi, the weekly highlights of Arakan. Arakan Army Commander-in-Chief Major General Tremer Naing has invited UN Special Rapporteur Thomas H. Andrews to Thanzauk village. Junta drone attacks kills young volunteer in Ponnagyun. ARSA attacks leave 10 civilian casualties in Maungdaw district. Junta Paratroop drones bomb Myebon village in Kyaukphyu Township. ULAAA rejects Fortify rights allegations. 1 killed, 1 injured in truck accident in Myebon Township. In Arakan, intense clashes between the Arakan army and the Myanmar military have been ongoing for almost 2 years. From October 20th to 26th of 2025, we'll be bringing you notable updates from Arakan. Arakan Army Commander-in-Chief Major General Tremer Naing has invited UN Special Rapporteur Thomas H. Andrews to personally visit Thanzauk village in Ponnagyun Township in order to investigate allegations that Muslim civilians were killed in large numbers. The invitation was issued due to unresolved questions surrounding the Thanzauk incident and calls for an independent investigation inside Arakan state. Details of the concerns were documented in Special Rapporteur Andrews' Report A/80/490 submitted to the UN General Assembly on October 20th. The report urges the AA to publicly guarantee fundamental human rights for all communities, including Muslims, and to prevent any human rights violations by its troops. It also calls for the lifting of restrictions on travel and livelihoods, accountability for perpetrators of crimes, dialogue with Muslim leaders, and credible investigations into alleged abuses. Additionally, the report states that the Myanmar military has supported Muslim armed groups such as ARSA and RSO, enabling them to launch violent attacks from IDP camps and commit atrocities against Muslim civilians. According to the report, ARSA and RSO militants have burned down hundreds of civilian homes and carried out killings in Arakan state. Junta drone strike kills young volunteer in Ponnagyun Township. A young volunteer from Prusan Foundation, 14-year-old Maungdaw Al-Hain, was killed by a Junta drone strike on October 26, according to local sources. He was killed while accompanying a medical patient transport mission to Maungdaw village in Ponnagyun Township. He was the youngest active member of the foundation, which provides humanitarian assistance to IDPs, education, healthcare, and emergency medical support across the state. ARSA attack leave 10 civilian casualties in 1 month. 4 civilians have been killed and 6 injured in attacks by the Muslim armed group ARSA in Maungdaw Township during October. According to casualty data compiled by DMG, victims were from Saitwe, Maungdaw, and Ponnagyun Townships. On October 22nd, ARSA militants ambushed a truck traveling from Zidibran village in Rejection Township to Kyaukphyu village in Maungdaw Township, killing 2 women and injuring 2 men. DMG data indicates that between May and October 23rd, at least 40 civilians were killed and 17 others injured by ARSA violence. Locals report that victims are almost ordinary residents traveling for social matters, trade, and fishing who were attacked along the way. Security remains volatile along the Bangladesh border, and the AA has faced difficulties pursuing ARSA militants who escaped into Bangladesh after attacks. Junta Paratroop drones bombed Myebon village in Kyaukphyu Township. The Junta dropped at least 4 bombs using a paramotor aircraft engine-powered parachute on Myebon village in Kyaukphyu Township around 7 a.m. on October 24th, damaging several homes. The previous night, around 11 p.m. on October 23rd, a Myanmar Navy vessel anchored offshore fired more than 10 artillery shells toward the village. 1 artillery shell exploded inside Myebon village, damaging multiple houses. Local residents say that as the military loses control on the ground in Kyaukphyu Township, it increasingly relied on artillery, airstrikes, and drones to attack villages under a control. ULAAA strongly rejects Fortify rights allegations. The United League of Arakan Army has strongly rejected an October 22nd statement by Fortify Rights accusing the group of human rights abuses, including forced labor. In a statement issued on October 25th, ULAAA said the allegations lacked any specific evidence, no times, places, individuals, or factual details, and were therefore baseless. ULAAA also accused Fortify Rights of relying on false claims promoted by religious extremists, attempting to discredit the Arakan struggle. The group urged Fortify Rights to responsibly study realities on the ground, including ethnic coexistence in Rakhine State, and to scrutinize financial and political influences behind false accusations. Truck accident in Myebon Township leaves 1 dead and 1 injured. A vehicle near Sonlan Mountain in Myebon Township around 5 a.m. on October 22nd caused 1 fatality and 1 injury, according to the local reports. A fuel tanker traveling from Kyaukphyu Township toward Thanzauk lost control and fell into a ravine before catching fire. The deceased was identified as 22-year-old Go Myo Shai-ong from Myebon Village in Maungdaw Township. The injured driver, 23-year-old Go Mamon from Brongsai Village in Kyaukphyu Township, is receiving emergency medical treatment. That concludes the key reports from Arakan over the past week. This program is presented every Tuesday, so please stay tuned. May all people of Arakan and the world stay healthy and safe.